Hello everyone. In this video I've brought to you another very interesting case study of IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals Limited. This is a small cap company but growing at a very rapid pace. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, and do watch the video till the end because I have brought to you an analysis of 2 to 3 days in this one video of 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm sure if you watch this video till the end you will be able to decide whether or not to invest in this company. I am Varun Agarwal and let's get started. So IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals Limited was incorporated on 29 September 1986. This is one of the leading manufacturers of bulk drugs, APIs and specialty chemicals in India. Its registered office is in Punjab and its manufacturing units are also in Punjab, and it has a team of 1600 plus people. The chairman of this company is Mr. Rajendra Mohan Malla. The managing director is Mr. Varinder Gupta and the joint managing director is Mr. Vijay Garg. This company is one of the leading APIs and bulk drugs company, and it's a significant player in the specialty chemical space also. IOLCP has wide presence across major therapeutic categories like pain management, anti-diabetes, anti-cholesterol and antiplatelets. The specialty chemical, that is ethyl acetate, which this company manufactures, has application. Its uses are into diverse industries like pharmaceutical, ink industry, flexible packaging, adhesives and several other industries. So the chemicals which this company makes are purchased by other industries and used to make other products. This company also has a captive cogeneration power unit, which is the power of it uses for its own production. Let us discuss the milestones of this company throughout its journey. In 1986 it was incorporated. In 1991 it commenced production of acetic acid. In 1996 it commenced ethyl acetate production. In 1999 it started acetic anhydride production, and in 2000 it started ibuprofen plant. So this ibuprofen is a lot of significance in this company because this company is the world's largest producer of this particular chemical, ibuprofen. In 2006 it started a cogeneration power plant. In 2009 it started producing these chemicals, and in 2012 it started a multi-purpose plant. Now let us discuss the business model. This company is into manufacturing and it manufactures specialty chemicals and bulk drugs or APIs. What are APIs? APIs are active pharma ingredients. These chemicals or these ingredients are used to produce major other drugs or medicines. So the pharma companies take these APIs and produce their medicines, and the specialty chemicals are taken by some other companies to produce their own products. Sometimes the APIs are also sold as generic drugs. So this is into APIs and specialty chemicals. It has sales in domestic and also in exports. It has export sales in so many countries around the world, as you can see on the screen. Now let us discuss the business segment. So this company has two business segments. The first one is the APIs, and in APIs it manufactures ibuprofen, metformin and some other names which you can see on the screen. And APIs contribute to 66% of this company's total revenue, and specialty chemicals contribute to 34% of this company's total revenue. Let us discuss the market and the industry in which this company operates. The Indian chemicals industry is broadly classified into basic chemicals, specialty chemicals and agrochemicals, and this company is into specialty chemicals. In specialty chemicals market, it has witnessed a growth of average 14% in the last 5 years, which is a very good growth, and it is expected to touch $70 billion by 2020. And India's healthcare market may see a threefold jump to reach $372 billion by 2022. Why is pharma market closely related to this? Because all these products are used in the pharmaceutical industry, and India is the largest provider of the generic bulk drugs globally. Who are the competitors of this company? Granules India, Strides Pharma, Shilpa Medicare, Caplin Point Labs and Aarti Drugs. So apart from this, there are several other competitors of this company. What is the advantage this company has when compared to its competitors? This company is trying to do maximum backward integration. What is backward integration? Suppose it manufactures some product and the raw materials are required for the manufacture of that product. So this company even starts producing the raw materials. So it does not have to depend on outside parties to purchase that raw material. So this makes this company independent and it saves its cost and reduces the uncertainty of the availability of raw material. So that advantage this company is gradually building from time to time, and the company is growing at a very fast pace. You can see in the slides to come, and it is launching new products every year. And this company is a small cap company, so it is very lean and it can change and mold itself according to the market situations. This company has very good cash flows and it has global presence, as you can see, and it is world's largest producer of ibuprofen. What are the growth prospects in the near term for this company? This company is continuously expanding its products portfolio, and presently 6 APIs are in the pipeline for which R&D is over and the commercial trials are in progress, and it plans to develop 5 to 6 APIs every year going further. This is growing in international and as well as domestic markets, and growth of specialty chemicals industry is anyway getting bigger and bigger. Increased visibility of this company in the global markets will result in better revenue in the future. So these are the ways in which this company is expected to grow in the near future. The company has increased the capacity of this metmorphin from 3000 TPA to 4000 TPA. This company has set up a unit 5 to manufacture these chemicals. This company has increased the capacity of ibuprofen, which is a top chemical of this company, from 10,000 to 12,000 TPA, and for another butyl benzene from 9,000 to 12,000. And all this growth or all this investment, capital investment, is funded through their own profits, and for this specific investments it has not borrowed any money. Overall the company has borrowings, but for these investments these are funded through the self profit accruals. What are the risks which this company may face? This company may face competition from domestic and international competitors. It has a lot of regulatory risk because it is into chemicals and pharma sector, and the raw material prices sometimes increase, which reduces the profits of this company. But as to mitigate this risk of raw materials, as you know, they are trying for backward integration. They sell the products on credit, so there is a risk that the debtor may default the payment, for which their time frame is this company is trying to reduce the number of days of credit, and it is trying to get the money faster. And this company also has a risk of defaulting the loans which this company might have taken, for which this company is quite comfortable having sufficient cash flows, and a lot of times they are paying the installments of their loans in advance itself. Geographically, this company may have a risk of this particular sector, or this company may have a risk of concentrating only on a particular country or on a selected group of customers. To mitigate that risk, this company is trying to build its presence in more and more countries. And the technology risk, where they may become obsolete if they don't update their technology, but this company is investing good in research and development so that they are always up to date. So after understanding the business model and everything about the company, let us discuss the numbers. In December 2009 quarter, this is going to be very interesting part in this video, and I'm sure you'll like it. In December 2019 quarter, it has clocked a revenue of 511 crores compared to the earlier December quarter of 448. So it has grown from year on year, quarter on quarterly basis, compared to the previous quarter September, which is again 478. So it is better in both the quarters. The profit after tax is 98 crores when compared to the earlier 87 crores in December, and compared to the September quarter, which is 82 crores. So profit and revenue quarter on quarter basis, it is higher. and revenue for the year financial year 2019 is 1696 crores, which is up by 68%, which is a very good number, and net profit is 237 crores, which is up by 754%. So this has grown more than 4, 5, 6 times. The net profit from the previous year has grown so much. Equity of this company is increased from 15.21 crore, 56.21 to 56.89, but this is increased due to the issue of share warrants to a promoter company only at the rate of 205 rupees, and they have raised this equity to fund their expansion plans. There are no holding companies or subsidiary companies of this company, and this company is not giving any dividends because they want to invest in their own growth and they want to grow the company. The promoters holding is 42% and nothing is pledged, and the institutional investors hold only 2%. This can be a matter of concern because mutual funds and other institutional investors generally they don't invest much in very small companies, so that is why their holding is just 2%. Directors remuneration is 6.4 crores. The reserves of this company are growing and the debts of this company are reducing. At the present it has about 250 crores debts, but compared to previous year of 393 crores they have reduced to 256 because they are earning good profits. The cash flows from operating activities are 273 crores. Investing activities, the expenditure is about 63 crores of outflow. So the net cash flow is positive and this company has positive free cash flows, which is a good sign. The net profit is about margin is 13.96, about 14%, which is very decent, and the inventory turnover ratio is 8.5x, which is again that shows that the stocks are moving fast. The debt equity ratio is 0.46, which is a little high, but hopefully when they pay back all their debts it is going to become zero in future. The return on equity is 69% and the return on capital employed is 55%. So this is a huge return. This company has the auditors are not one of the big four companies, which generally the bigger companies appoint big four as one of their auditors. They have statutory auditors, Ashwini and Associates, and that could be a little concern and we should be watchful of that. Credit ratings of this company are upgraded, so they have given better ratings by CARE, which is again a good sign. So these are the financial highlights and fundamentally this company seems to be very decent. Let us discuss the valuations part. The last trading price of this company's share is 388 rupees and 52-week high and low is 146 and 404. So this is trading at a 52-week high level right now. In the last 1 year, it has given a return of about 122% in spite of the lockdown, and in the last 5 years, it has given a massive return of 725% in spite of the lockdown fall. In fact, there is no lockdown fall impact right now because this company has crossed, the share price has crossed that level of the fall. The market cap is only 2,200 crores, which can be a concern because it's a very small company. And the P ratio is 5.9. That shows that this company's valuations are very cheap. Industry P is 36, so compared to 36, 5.9 is very cheap. Earning per share is 65 rupees. Price book ratio is 4.74, which is again okay. And if we calculate the intrinsic value, this is interesting. As per the Benjamin Grant's formula, it comes to around 2,700 rupees. So if this company maintains the same speed of growth in the future, the intrinsic value of this company's share is about 2,700. So this shows that it is very cheap, which is available in the market, and that is why if you see in the last few months the share price is just shooting up. So you can see here, in spite of the, in fact earlier than the lockdown also it was an increasing trend, and even after the lockdown, after that sharp fall, the price has just shooted up. Some news about this company: it is even rallying, even in spite of the share price is rallying in spite of the lockdown situation. The pharma sector is outperforming the other sectors, and this company is having better sales of ibuprofen in this lockdown situation because the other competitors, one of the competitors of this chemical is China, and China was closed for a certain time, so demand from this company increased and the sale price also increase for this drug. So this has benefited this company. In fact, the lockdown has benefited this company in terms of profit and in terms of sales both. So I've given you all the indicators to decide whether or not to invest in this company. I will summarize. This company has good fundamentals. It's a global leader in ibuprofen. It is going very fast. It is diversifying into a lot of new products. The valuations are very cheap. The growth is consistent. It is investing in research and development, and it may face competition with its equals and in fact the very big companies in the sector. It's a small cap company, so you have to be very careful while investing in this company. So I hope you like this video and you take the right decision whether or not to invest in this. Do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and encourage me to make more videos. Comment below and share what your thoughts are about this script, and if you want me to make more videos on your favorite shares, you can comment the names in the comments. I will surely reply to those comments, each and every comment, and I will keep making more videos for you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.